Good morning and welcome to KPC. We are going to begin our meditation practice today with establishing our motivation. And thank you so much for being patient. We had a little bit of a delay this morning. So, whatever we did to get here this morning or to be here, let's just put that aside and really focus on our motivation for doing this practice, for showing up today. So whenever we begin a practice like this, a meditation practice, or we listen to a teaching, or we read a Dharma book, we really want to establish our proper motivation, our compassionate motivation. Um, wishing that all beings are freed from suffering. So let's take a moment to think about that now in our minds before I begin. All right. So before we start our meditation, we'll begin with opening prayers. So we're going to do the 7-line prayer. We're going to do that 3 times together, and I will put it up on the screen now. Orgen nu chamsam pemange sarombola yasan shogi nu drumne pemajune shesudra koru kandrum mampokur keki jesu da drupki chinjilop shir sheksu so Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Organ Yugi Nuchamsam Pema Ge Sardam Pula Yasan Chogi Nudrumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Kodu Kandrom Mampokur Keki Jesu Dag Druki Jinjilop Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Organ Yugi Nuchamsam Pema Ge Sadam Pola Yasan Chogi Nudrumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Kodu Kandrom Mampokur Keki Jesu Dag Druki Chinjilop Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. So the meditation we will be doing today and that we do each week is called Shamatha meditation. And we will be referring to the text Stabilizing the Mind, which was written by Jetsama Akalama, which I brought today to read a little excerpt out of. So meditation is the natural state of our mind when it's relaxed, when it's stable and open, and yet also alert and wakeful. So meditation trains our mind to be this way. The point of meditation, the purpose why we do meditation, is to create more spaciousness in the mind. And we talk about this each week, just how important that is and how hard it is sometimes to come by. Our lives are very demanding, our modern lives, especially in these Western countries, of the busyness of of our lives and the demands of our lives and the things we must tend to and the people we have to care for. It's easy for our minds to become very consumed, very busy, very inflamed. And so meditation has this cooling effect of the mind, this spaciousness of the mind. It can help us balance our emotions. It can help us create a pause between our actions and our reactions, kind of a buffer, um, where we can have more awareness and handle whatever is coming towards us, um, with a more spacious and stable mind. And it's very important on the Buddhist path because it is the first step in developing bodhicitta. So if we think of, having this altruistic intention to be of benefit to all sentient beings, how can we do that if our mind is just so filled, so busy, so unstable, so inflamed? We can't think much about anyone else or anything else if we have no spaciousness to even have that thought of bringing benefit to others, to have that thought of relieving the suffering of others. So it's very important to create that spaciousness of mind so that bodhicitta, again, that wish to free all beings from suffering, that can arise in that spaciousness in our mind. So we'll take a comfortable seat. I'm on the floor, but you can be in a chair. Um, a traditional way to hold our hands would be the right over the left, like this, with our thumbs touching, and putting our hands in our lap like that. If it's more comfortable, if you're sitting in a chair, maybe you want to put your hands on your thighs or your knees like this. But we just really want to make sure that however we're sitting, that our spine is straight and our shoulders are back and our elbows are back. So we're not collapsing in on ourselves. This is really a time to practice our, lifted posture. And we're going to breathe naturally as possible. Sometimes it takes a few deep breaths to get to that natural rhythm of breath. So we're breathing naturally, and we're actually going to keep our mouth slightly open. We do this by touching the tip of our tongue to the back of our teeth, almost like we're saying the letter L. We're breathing naturally, and we're gazing down towards the floor. We're doing this in not like a staring way, but more of like if we were to draw a line from the bridge of our nose extending out to the floor, that we pick a point on that line to rest our gaze. So we're resting our gaze towards the floor, breathing naturally. And then again, our mouth is slightly open with the tip of our tongue behind our teeth. And our attention is on our breath. So whenever we have thoughts arise in our mind, we're going to drop them and return to the breath. So every time something tries to pull us away, we drop it, we return to the breath again and again and again. So if this becomes very difficult, we can imagine cutting the thoughts or throwing the thoughts out, and again, returning to the breath. Very light attention on the breath. So we're not thinking inhale, exhale, okay, my breath, come back to the breath. It's a very light attention. It's a gossamer thin attention on the breath. So we're not trying to control it. We're just focusing and refocusing again and again on the breath. So I'm going to try this. We'll start with a shorter session and then increase our time and then end with a shorter one. So let me get my timer out here. We'll start with 5 minutes. And again, when you're on your own time and doing this, if you are new to meditation, it's really best to just start where you're at, start from the beginning. So even doing a minute and 2 minutes, 3 minutes, gradually building our time is great because meditation is a long game. We really see the benefits when we show up and do this again and again. The consistency of this practice is when you see the benefits of the spaciousness and stability of our mind. And we might feel that even after one session, but it's really when we make this a habit and a practice, a regular practice, that we see the true benefits of it. So So again, starting with a shorter time and not jumping into the deep end of like 45 minutes. Oh, lights are flickering. We're in a windstorm here, and there's a lot of, well, not too much snow on the ground, but I think more snow's coming. So I hope the lights stay on. All right, here we go. 5 minutes. So we'll increase our time, but I wanted to read an excerpt from Stabilizing the Mind, because that is what we are trying to do here. Okay, where is it? I had it, and I think I'd marked the wrong spot. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry. Couldn't find my starting line. There we go. So again, this is from Jetsama's book, Stabilizing the Mind. The most important thing is to not get impatient with yourself, to learn to watch the breath in a gossamer thin way, and to do it in such a relaxed state that when the chatterer wants to take you down the road, you can let go without any entrapment. You can simply let go. That's the big skill. That's the big skill. That is very important. Once you find that you can remain in meditation and not follow the voice down the road, you will find that the mind is in a very relaxed state and that there is a lot of what we call spaciousness in the mind. So again, that, what we were talking about earlier, Jetsama is also referring to something else she brings up in the book too, is that our meditation isn't lost when we have a thought. It's when we go down the road with that thought, which you referenced here. It's when we inspect it, when we judge it, when we look at it, when we let it multiply into other thoughts, and all of a sudden we've lost our attention. We've gone down the road, and we need to find our way back. So this skill of being able to return to the breath again and again, to be able to stabilize our mind, is so important. And again, it's that one of the quotes from last week, was kind of reiterating this as well. It's like the thoughts will be there, and it's how we respond to the thoughts, if we give them energy or not. The chatterer she's talking about. So are we giving that energy? Are we going down the road with it? Are we just letting it go? So we can notice it's there, but we're not putting any of our attention on it. We're returning our attention to the breath. So with that, let's continue, and let's do a longer session, and then we'll again end with a shorter one to finish. So keeping everything, all of our posture in mind, our breath, and then our mouth slightly open with the tip of our tongue and the back of our teeth. And again, our attention on the breath, gazing down towards the floor with a straight spine, straight back, and shoulders back, elbows back. All right, starting now. Can take a minute to stretch or grab some water. And we'll do just a shorter session to finish. And again, we can do this on our own time throughout the week and choosing whatever interval of time is best for where we are in our meditation. So again, if we're brand new to this, we can start with shorter increments of time. It's never recommended to start with like 45 minutes or something when you're brand new. We try to grow that stability of mind, that spaciousness of mind through time. And, it gets easier and easier to return to our breath and to, simply let those thoughts, those thoughts go. So, if you are looking for more resources throughout the week, we have a YouTube page, Kunzang Peo Choling YouTube page, and it has a meditation playlist. And there are many teachings there, different types of meditation, tips and tricks about meditation. Lots of good things there to check out. So we will do one more session. Okay, we're just going to try 3 minutes, okay? So we'll end with 3 minutes and then do some closing prayers. All right, starting now. All right. So we're going to dedicate the merit, the virtue, the blessing of doing meditation practice today to the benefit of all sentient beings. And I'll put those prayers on the screen now. We can recite them together. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I've accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May it clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May it quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have, similarly I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. All right. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining online. We are here every Saturday and Sunday from at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So you can join us here in person at KPC or online again. So thank you so much. And we hope to see you next week. I'm going to end the stream now. Bye.